Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to our 2 guard all the way open and create our 4th guideline. We're also going to use this same guard and its lever to soften up the line and get ready for our 1.5 guard. As you can see, we were switching over to our 1.5 guard since the line is soft enough with our 2 guard. Sometimes after using your 1.5 guard, there's still a faint line, so switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and using its corners would definitely help. Now we're moving on to our clipper oval comb method, and we're going to use our horizontal cuts to debulk and our vertical cuts to make sure we blend. We're also using the clipper oval comb method to create the silhouette we want to create. Sometimes the hair doesn't want to feed into the comb properly, so making sure that the hair is a little bit damp will definitely help. When you're using the clipper oval comb method and you're using the comb as a measuring stick, when you're picking up the hair and seeing how much hair you want to cut off. It's always good to detail and go over with your guards after you're using your clipper oval comb. I always use my no guard all the way open when doing clipper over comb, but if it's too difficult for you, you could use a one guard all the way closed. Here I'm switching over to my one guard all the way open and I'm detailing the corner. Now that we're done with the sides, we're going to move on to our Gold FX and shave off the sideburns and his beard. Now that we're done shaving off his sideburns, we can move on to the C-cup and start off at the bottom, working our way to the top arch using our corners of the blade. Now that we're done lining up our C-cups and making them as crispy as possible, we're going to saturate the top and move on to our shear work. We're going to create our first guideline through the top of the capitis and then work our way to the sides, connecting it to the parietal ridge. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, again, go ahead and hit up the Instagram. Moving on to our Turkish razor and Derby Premium blades, we're going to use our opposite hand to stretch the skin as much as possible and use our razor at a 45-degree angle to make them as crispy as possible. Moving on to the back, we're starting off with our no guard all the way open and we're creating our second guideline. Remember, we are right underneath the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you spend more time here in detail. Now we're beginning to slightly close the lever midway and all the way close and attack that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. This is right on top of the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you spend more time here. We're also using this same guard and the lever to soften up the line and get ready for the half guard. Now that the line is soft enough, we're moving on to our half guard and we're going to erase the line completely using our lever and its corners. Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to our two guard all the way open and create our fourth guideline. We're then going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up the line and get ready for the 1.5 guard. Now that we're done softening up the line with the 2 guard, we're moving on to our 1.5 guard and we're erasing the line completely using our corners and lever. Sometimes there's still a faint line near the occipital bone, so switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and half guard would definitely help. Now we're moving on to our 3 guard all the way open and we're continuing to go up and debulk. Now we're using our clipper over comb method to make sure everything's as smooth as possible and there is no flyaways that are poking out. Moving on to the front line, we're going to make sure everything's nice and combed down and neat, and then we're going to start off in the middle, working our way to the sides. When lining someone up, you want to make sure you go slow enough that the hair fades into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, then you won't line them up properly and the hair is going to shift. Here we're adding some finishing details and making sure everything is nice and neat. We're also making sure we detail as much as possible and make sure that the hair is nice and saturated. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you made it this far into the video, leave a comment down below of my subscriber count. I'm 100% gonna reply to it. Also, if you want to show some extra support, again, go follow my Instagram. It's in the bottom right hand corner. Moving on to our shear work, we're creating our first guideline through the top of the capitus and connecting it to the sides. Moving on to our Turkish razor and Derby Premium blades, we're going to make them as crispy as possible. Before you use the razor, you want to make sure you apply some shave gel so that the razor could glide better. And when you're using the razor, you want to also make sure you stretch the skin as much as possible with your opposite hand while keeping the razor at a 45-degree angle.